Today we're talking about the Attrition series. Let's get to it. Welcome to a weapons guide. How's it going, citizens? I'm Sir 6, your salty aerospace technician, and welcome to another Star Citizen Analytics video. If you're new to my channel or Star Citizen and you want a better understanding of the basics and how things currently work in the verse, then consider subscribing and turning on all notifications so you never miss anything. And to further optimize your knowledge of the verse, check out other videos in my channel because they're all here to guide you to success. Now today we will look at the main benefits of the attritions, and during the video we'll dive into the stats, pricing, buying location, take a look at the advantages and disadvantages, and wrap up the video with final thoughts on the weapon family. Just remember, things are always subject to change, so please keep an open mind. Now, let's begin. The attritions were manufactured and designed by Dynamics. Dynamics is the UEE's premier producer and distributor of both quantum cascade lasers and a wide variety of electron guns. They are also the single largest outsourced producer of standard munition warheads for military contracts and the third largest refiner of antimatter precursor in today's economy. Though few finished products bear the Herschend name, the raw materials and manufactured components are found in nearly every piece of space technology in flight today. The attritions themselves are energy-based repeaters that currently can be found at Lorville in the Central Business District, which happens to be positioned on the planet Herschend. The main selling point of these weapons is the increased performance with prolonged firing rates. Most weapons will deal the highest amount of damage within the first couple of shots and then taper off due to heat and other external factors like ship power limitations. The attritions use heat to its advantage, and combined with the multi-barrel design gives this weapon a high rate of fire and a high overheat rating. Stats and overall performance will vary from ship to ship due to different hardpoint selections, sizes, overall performance of the ship, and its associated components. Now, with that being said, the weapon set comes in 6 sizes. For starter ships like the Aurora, Alliant, and Mustang series, size 1 and 2 will be your go-to. Size 1 will set you back 3,485 UEC per gun. This gun provides increased performance while sustained laser fire is maintained. The result is a size 1 weapon that rewards a deft operator. Within the game, I was able to overheat the gun after 29 seconds of sustained fire, and 9 seconds when overclocked. Your burst DPS hits hard at 184 but drops down to sustained DPS of 168. And your max range is a little bit less than 1,300 meters. Now, if you decide to fly fixed, a size 2 will set you back 6,205 UEC per gun. Now, with the size 2 attrition repeater, the operator can utilize sustained bursts of laser fire in order to translate excessive heat into great weapon performance. Again, I was able to overheat this weapon in 24 seconds, and while overclocked, it only lasted about 5 seconds. However, your burst DPS and sustained DPS are the same value of 274, meaning that this in particular set of attritions has no damage loss. And also your max range is barely over 1,700 meters. So for the average Joe who flies the Cutlass, Freelancer, and Avenger series, the size 3 and 4 can be your stepping stone. Size 3 will cost you 10,412 UEC per gun. And while overheating is a risk, long periods of sustained fire with the Attrition 3 laser repeater will increase performance as excessive heat is translated into greater energy output. These guns surprisingly lasted 3 minutes before overheating, but when overclocked it only lasted 7 seconds. Now your burst DPS comes out to 411, but will taper off to 403, meaning you'll only lose 8 DPS. And your range is just about 2,100 meters. Next is size 4, that will cost you 20,272 UEC per gun. But yet no exception. It will operate at peak performance when near its maximum thermal capacity. The weapon overheated for me after 40 seconds and 4 seconds overclocked. Your burst DPS is 617 and will drop to a sustained DPS of 591, meaning you lose 26 DPS after the first initial set of rounds have been exchanged between you and your adversary. And your max range is a bit over 4,000 meters. And for your heavy hitters like the Vanguard series and more, the size 5 attrition will still provide you the performance you're looking for, but will set you back 37,000 UEC. However though, due to the design, it allows the weapon significant performance improvements the longer the sustained energy output is. In fact, I was able to shoot the weapon for well over 5 minutes without overheating. Crazy. But once overclocked, I overheated in just 2 seconds. So your burst DPS is 972 and will drop off to 922 for sustained fire, losing only 5 DPS. And your max range is 4,500 meters. And for those who are venturing into the larger class of vessels, the size 6 attrition will cost you 68,000 UEC per gun. Now, it's common for weapons to heat up when used in heavy combat. But what sets the size 6 repeater apart is that thermal energy is translated directly into increased offensive strength. Sadly, I have no information regarding this weapon, and I don't believe any ship can fit a size 6 weapon in the current state of the game. However, once this changes, I will get the info to you as soon as possible. Now, with all this information presented before you, what does this mean in combat? Let's take a look at the advantages first. For the new player or veteran alike, the gun provides room for error, and while not doing the most damage, you make up for it with the ability to consistently place rounds downrange. The benefit of repeaters overall is the flexibility they give you at low to mid ranges, and can be excellent for suppressing ships with shields that have high recharge rating. Since you have a high heat rating and high rate of fire, it'll be easy to line up shots with your pip, instead of having to predict the next shot while your weapon is cooling down after it discharges a round. And also, the more you fit on your ship, the more effective you can be in terms of suppression. Now, with this being said, let's look at the disadvantages. The first one is cost. The new player will need more than 5,000 UEC starting cash to purchase them. The second downside is apparently there's still yet a bug that completely bypasses shields, making this somewhat, if not completely broken. However, once this is fixed, this disadvantage will be null and void. The third is location placement. While this forces you to fly to Attrition, which sets you back in regards to time, the weapons are still well worth the purchase. For the new player in a starter ship, you are looking at a very long jump to Attrition. So, get them as soon as practical, not as soon as possible. If you would like to try them out, go rent them in Arena Commander and play with them to see if it fits your style. And the fourth disadvantage is the nature of energy weapons overall, which gives you higher signature. However, for size 3 and up of the Attrition series, they offer the lowest emissions of all repeaters, so you can use them in terms of stealth if you do not turn off your weapon systems. And the most important part of all this is it comes down to player preference, because it's your choice. So again, make sure you're comfortable with them before you put some serious space bucks down to purchase them. As always, I thank you for the love and support. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please consider liking it and sharing it with anybody who would find this helpful. Also, tell me your own thoughts on the Attrition series in the comments below. And again, feel free to subscribe. Remember, citizens, your subscriptions help me reach out even further to the community so they also can benefit from my content. Also, feel free to further support me on Patreon. It's never necessary, however, it's always appreciated. But until next time, fellow citizens, I will see you on the flip side.